Luke Jones, candidate number 2211, centre number 33372. Should euthanasia be legal? Euthanasia is the painless killing of someone suffering from painful disease. Some people believe that euthanasia should be legal because they believe that living with a low quality of life and being unable to move and talk due to diseases like motor neuron disease. Tony Nicholson was a man who suffered locked-in syndrome after having a stroke in Athens on a business trip. Tony's wife described his life as being dull, miserable, undignified and intolerable. In a statement to the High Court, he said that his life had no privacy or dignity left. Tony fought to legalise euthanasia, stating that if he decides to die, a doctor should be immune from prosecution if they help him. Nicholson's wife Jane said that the system is cruel and that no one should have the authority to deny people what they want to do with their lives. Between 2008 and 2012, 126 British citizens travelled to Switzerland to end their lives. Studies have shown that 55% of terminally ill patients die in pain from their disease, while 86% of the British public support euthanasia for the terminally ill. A group called the Right to Die have 100,000 members who have paid supporters to have the rights to assisted suicide. So with all this support, why is euthanasia kept illegal? Euthanasia was kept illegal because there are alternative options like palliative care. Also, doctors took the Hippocratic Oath, which states that they aren't allowed to harm people, and performing voluntary euthanasia goes against this oath. Another alternative to euthanasia is going into a hospice like St. Rocco's. Hospices provide a home and care to people with life-limiting or terminal diseases. Another type of end-of-life care is care from home. Usually care at home is more common because it allows for better timing for medicine and you can stay in your own house while you're there. Some people view euthanasia due to their religion. Catholics believe that people don't have a right to die because it overlooks the sanctity of life. The sanctity of life is the belief that only God should be able to give or take life from someone. Catholics also believe that euthanasia is wrong because it's trying to play God, which is a sin because of the Bible quote, "In his hands is the life of every living thing and the breath of every human being," from Job 12:10. However, some other Christians have other beliefs, such as Jesus told us to do the most loving thing, and euthanasia could be seen as doing the most loving thing, and that we shouldn't force someone to live just to make them suffer. Islam believes that the control of life and death is in Allah's hands, and it shouldn't be manipulated by any human hands. They believe that life itself is sacred and should be forbidden to end life deliberately. The Quran says, "Nor kill or destroy yourselves, for Allah hath been to you most merciful," from the Quran 4:29. "And take not life, which Allah has made sacred, except by way of justice and law. Thus he does not command you that you may learn wisdom," from the Quran 6:15. Muslims also believe that medical euthanasia is okay. The Prophet Muhammad said to seek treatment because believers of Allah, for Allah has made a cure for every illness. And that is when it's clear. And that when it is clear that there is no treatment left to cure a terminal patient, it isn't homicide to withdraw treatments and allow the patient to die naturally. In my opinion, euthanasia should be legalized, because if a person has lost their quality of life and cannot do basic harm functions, like eat or drink on their own, as they should have the option to end life painlessly with their dignity.
What made you choose this topic?
I chose this topic because I find the topic to be very interesting, and if it can happen to every human in every family, so it's useful to know.
Why did people travel to Switzerland to be to become euthanized?
In Switzerland, it's illegal to go to certain buildings to be euthanized by medicine.
Luke, you said that when somebody, you should be legalised because obviously it's their life and it's their right, and you said that when they're terminally ill to end their suffering. But what if they were not in the correct frame of mind, and obviously then is that right if they're not aware of what's happening to them, do you think?
Some people believe that if they're not mentally stable to choose for themselves, the family should be able to have a vote over if they should be kept alive or not, because if they're suffering or not.
And as it's their life, do you think it's right that their family choose to do that for them?
In some cases it could be, if they're suffering from a really painful disease where they can't communicate at all. But if they choose that they want to stay alive, then they shouldn't be euthanized by the family.
Okay, thank you.